Now, Lauren Chen at one time, when she was on YouTube, she said, Christian men respect women the most, and they believe in protecting mothers. She didn't say protecting women, she said protecting mothers, which I kind of took to mean like the good women that are doing, being a woman properly, okay? But I'm going to say that's not entirely true. Not when you're talking about, like, the Christian men that are, like, part of the manosphere. It's not true, okay? And the reason I would say that is because, like, if you're a woman, say, like, if you're a Christian woman and you do everything that they say is meant to be right, so say you're married as a virgin before you're 20 and you have loads of kids and you're a doting housewife and you live by all the traditional rules, so you're being like what is considered the good woman by their standards. Now they might say like, oh yeah, you're a good woman, you're respectable, well, all the other modern women are not so much. They might say that, but as soon as you have like a problem, like say if you say that you're in an abusive relationship. Now we saw this with Hillary Crowder. When Hillary Crowder claimed that Steve Crowder was abusing her, the guys from the Whatever podcast just dismissed it. They said like, oh no, women just call everything abuse. So they just dismissed it.
Let's be honest, women say everything is abuse.
Yeah.
Facts.
So true.
There is truth to that.
So
there
true.
There is truth to
It's
that.
like cut
Like
toxic
Steven
people
Crowder
out
was
of your
not
life.
abusing his wife at all. That was just blown over.
Absolutely was.
That was
That
was
Oh,
3
shit, we're
minutes.
getting
Like
into this one, huh?
3 minutes of him making a mistake. Sorry for the tens of millions of dollars I've made, baby. I'm having a moment as a human right now.
Okay, so like what I'm trying to say is like, because a lot of the women, conservatives, I think they kind of think, oh, the reason why men are so angry at the minute and seem to hate women at the minute is because women are out of control in the West and women are behaving so badly. And if all women were like, traditional and living the, being the good housewives, these guys wouldn't be so angry. And I'm going to disagree with that. Well, they think that the traditional women are respected more, and I'm going to disagree with that. If you're a good, wonderful, stay-at-home mother, and you live the traditional life, and you're a loving wife, if you say that your husband's abusing you, they'll dismiss it as nonsense because you're a woman, and they don't take women as seriously, and that's all women. But even if you were to prove, like, no, look, my husband is really abusive, he's violent, he's beating me up, I'm living in fear all the time, then their response to that would be this.
If there's someone that's very, very young and goes into a marriage and has kids when they're like 18, 19, 20, a year into the relationship, it gets really, really abusive. Even though it might be rare from what you guys think.
It is.
If it would happen, what would you recommend for those people? Would they divorce, or do you want them to keep going in the relationship?
Keep going.
You can't divorce. That's not a real thing.
Even though it might be like physically abusive?
You got to endure. People are too...
You want to stick into the
People
relationship?
are
as
just...
opposed to-
I mean, look,
people
I'm gonna be
nowadays
honest.
are just...
For
situation.
anyone that might be in that situation, what would you recommend?
Okay,
Do you
here's-
think
Endure.
I'll tell
would
you
they
what,
give
I'll,
up
I'll tell you what,
Endure.
it is such an extreme example that I can't give a prescription for what other people should do.
What about if two people get married, they have a kid, and then the wife starts cheating? Do you think they should divorce?
Absolutely. Jesus himself said in cases of adultery, divorce is
So you think that
permissible.
divorce is worse than physical abuse?
For the
Or
children...
cheating, sorry. You think that
Cheating
cheating
is
is worse than physical abuse?
For the
Sorry.
children, yes.
Absolutely
I think I'm not going to
no,
say
divorce-
this is worse.
divorce
I mean,
is worse
I-
for the
I-
children.
And that is why I say that when you're talking about Christians in the manosphere, I'm not talking about most Christians out in the real world. When you're talking about the manosphere, red pill, whatever, Christian conservatives, no, they don't respect women. No, they don't, but, no, they're not protective of women, okay? They don't like women, and it's all women, because you can be the good woman, and they're still, like, as long as you're living the traditional life, it's okay. If anything goes wrong, your partner's abusive or whatever, they'll dismiss you as just the silly, illogical woman and take the man's side, okay? And if you're a single mother, they'll look down their nose on you, even if it was the man's fault that that you're a single mother. Okay. And, you know, the mere fact that they'll, like, so many of them will defend Andrew Tate just goes to show, like, no, they don't have a protective instinct over women. No, they don't. They protect the abuser. Okay.